when people want to get fit, they usually are thinking primarily about weight loss. And there's another way we can think about that, not just weight loss and maybe you want to fit into a bikini or a bathing suit or that sort of thing. We can also think of it as strength and conditioning. This is how athletes think of it. The strength and conditioning is great because nobody shows up at my place, at my gym, and says, I want to be weaker, right? No, it's never happened. No one shows up and says, I want to be slower, right? So what we want to be generally is both stronger and faster, right? In order to do that, we do workouts. And the workouts kind of have four aspects that are guiding them. These come from CrossFit. That's one of the philosophies that I really like and love the approach to. Number one, we're going to change the workouts all the time. A lot of times we can get bored from doing the same thing over and over. We're going to change it all the time. That's going to keep your body constantly guessing about what's coming next and also keep you in a state of constant adaptation. So if you went out right now and went running, decided you're going to run, that's going to get you in shape, that's going to work really, really good for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Then you're going to start to plateau and see some changes aren't going to be happening as much. So from there, what you have to do is either add mileage or change it up or do some sprints, right? So the idea is we're going to change it up so much each workout that your body's going to be constantly guessing and constantly making adaptations and constantly changing in a positive way. That's number one. Number two, we're going to focus on functional movement. It means different things to different people, but for us what that means is you're going to try to involve more than one joint and try to use most of the body when you can, right? So if you walk down the street and you saw a guy going like this, you'd be like, what the heck is he doing? Because no one does that in life. But if you want a big chest, you got to do that. I'm not knocking bodybuilders. They do amazing stuff, and there's utility in doing that. If you injured yourself or you want to do bodybuilding, you want to go up on stage and do the flex thing, that's awesome. And there's reason why you would just work one joint or just try to get a big chest. I totally get that. But for most of us moving through life who just want to look a little bit better on the beach and who want to pick up a case of water from Costco and not have it weigh anything, that may not be the best approach. So instead of thinking of our body in like these philosophical pieces that really don't exist except philosophically, like bis and tris and calves and all these little muscles, instead we're going to see the body as a whole. And we're going to run, jump, push, pull, and carry. And that's a great approach to what kind of movements you're going to use, right? So a push-up is a push, right? A pull-up is a pull. Makes sense, right? We're going to run, jump, push. We're going to run. We're going to jump on boxes. We're going to carry stuff because that's what our bodies, our human animal, does as it moves through space, right? Number three, we're going to focus a little bit more on intensity. What that means is we're going to try to push ourselves really hard, but for a little bit of a shorter burst, right? So most of the stuff that I do in my gym are going to be anywhere from 5 to 15-minute workouts. Now, we go out and we tickle things that are longer, 20, 30 minutes, and even do super short workouts. Today we did a workout that was a minute and a half. Took a rest, hit it again, minute and a half. Took a rest, hit it again, minute and a half. And those short intervals, those shorter burst workouts, are what's going to cue up more changes in your body from a biochemical perspective, as well as really challenging you and keeping you on point. You want to have a little bit of dread in that workout as you approach it. If you don't have that little bit of, oh my God, what this is going to be, that's probably not going to challenge you enough. And the last thing is that we're going to record results from a performance perspective. So there are certain numbers that mean a lot, that are good to know, and there are other numbers that that are good to know but don't necessarily mean a lot to us. Things like your body weight and even your body fat percentage don't necessarily tell me a lot about how fit you are. Because you can walk in and be like, yeah, I weigh 210, and you could tear it up. You could do 50 pull-ups and drag sleds and push cars, and you're amazing. You could come in and weigh 210 and not be able to do one push-up. So that number doesn't necessarily tell me anything about how fit you are. However, your performance numbers do tell me a lot about how fit you are. What's your mile time? How many push-ups can you do? How many pull-ups can you do? If I give you a workout, how long does it take you? If I gave you a workout of running and 40 squats and 40 push-ups, how long does that take you? And even more importantly, 3 months from now down the line, how long does it take you again? Say it takes you 6 or 7 minutes today. It should take you 4 or 5 minutes, later down the line. And the idea there is that we can track improvement in a way that maybe we couldn't just by tracking weight or body fat percentage or that sort of thing. Now, the cool thing about this, though, is that as I get stronger and faster, all those numbers that I say aren't necessarily important, like body fat and that sort of thing, and my weight, those are going to track right where we want them. Because if you can come in my gym and crank out 50 pull-ups, you got a mile time around 6 minutes, and you can pick up more than 300 pounds off the ground, I can tell you something about how fit you are, and I can also tell you something about how you look on the beach. You look great on the beach because you wouldn't be able to do those things if you didn't, right? Usain Bolt, the Olympics, he's the fastest guy in the world. He really doesn't care about his body fat percentage. He just wants to go faster. We got to start looking at our human animal and our body the same way. Like, I just want to go faster, be more productive as a human animal. So Usain Bolt, turns out if he trains a certain way, eats a certain way, he goes really, really fast. Yeah, he's got some good genetics, but his training is dialed in as well. We want to see ourselves that same way. Like, I want to be able to do cool stuff. And if I eat a certain way, and I train a certain way, I'm going to be able to do more cool stuff. And that's the opportunity that we have.